Hey gang, it's JC and this is the Daily Dose for Thursday, March 8th, 2012, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. Great television archives along the top of the page, our eye candy feature right below, and yesterday's rock and roll poll question. Every once in a while we just like to throw something out there just totally random, and this was one of those cases. Would you rather eat an extra helping of prime rib, spaghetti, or chicken wings, or instead eat a big fancy dessert? And a resounding 70% of you said, bring on more food, more prime rib. Only 23% said a fancy dessert, and only 7% said, I'll have both because I don't care if I'm huge. Well, at least you were honest. All right, have you ever had a home or apartment that was burglarized? It's been a long time, but I was, and learned lessons from it, by the way. Have you ever had a home or apartment that was burglarized? Please answer in the corner, and we'll have results for you tomorrow here on the Daily Dose. I'm going to sound like one of those consumer watchdogs today because I got two stories that are astonishing to me, just absolutely astonishing. So a couple of days ago, I come back from Jamaica. And I start getting these text messages from this outfit that says, well, let me read the exact same thing here. Let me just read exactly what they sent to me. It says here, it's some outfit, Mobile Roll or something like that. It's the Fun Facts has billed $9.99 a month. Please reply help for help. Reply stop to cancel. Message and data rates may apply. Well, you know, I think that everybody has sort of learned over the years that when somebody sends you something, if you push, cancel, well, then they have your email address, they have your phone number, whatever, and then they got you. So most people just ignore this sort of stuff. Well, it turns out it's just the exact opposite, because you've heard of slamming when somebody changes your long distance service without your notification. Well, now there's something called cramming, and cramming is basically it. What they do is they send you a text, somehow they get your number, they send you a text, and unless you do push cancel, you're getting charged $10 a month from this thing. And a couple of friends of mine have checked in with me on this, and they've done all their homework, and it's completely legitimate. So everything that we have sort of learned about don't ever push, don't ever do what they tell you because then they got you. Well, it turns out it's the exact opposite in this whole thing. Now, amazingly, the phone companies are in on this because they get half of the proceeds from these people who are pulling this stuff off. By the way, there's a guy by the name of Jason Hope who's apparently responsible for a lot of this crap, and he is becoming unbelievably wealthy, and in fact is constructing a 100,000 square foot home. That is a 100,000 square foot home in Scottsdale, Arizona. That's twice the size of Bill Gates' home. So this must be working. This guy's getting rich, and again, do your homework on this because you are getting charged a ton of money. $10 a month is a lot of money on a phone bill. And they're getting away with it somehow. Now, I know that some people are afraid. We're talking about guys here for the most part. Guys are afraid to go to their doctor and say, hey, look, the hydraulics just aren't working the way they used to, and so they don't want to go to their doctor, so they go to one of these online pharmaceutical things. Hey, you want cheap Viagra, or whatever the case may be. Read this story from Los Angeles, the AP, the Associated Press. 71-year-old former law enforcement officer from South Korea was arrested Wednesday, days after customs officers found in his luggage and golf bag 40,000 phony Viagra and other erectile dysfunction pills at LAX. When it comes to counterfeit pharmaceutical products, never has the expression buyer beware been more true. Learn from that. Death is great for album sales. Whitney Houston and the Monkees have 4 albums in the top 20. Adele, however, still at the top of the charts. TLC has canceled that show All American Muslim. Not to be confused with the TSA and its hassling of all American Muslims, but it's the show where some conservative groups protested because it didn't depict Muslims as the evil, extreme terrorists that, of course, everybody knows they are, right? So TLC has backed down off this thing. Unbelievable. Would you rather be 5'2" but packing 7 inches in your pants, guys, or 6'2" with 3-inch junk? 67% of men say, give me the junk. That's right. They say they'd rather be 5'2" with a 7-inch hog than 6'2" with a 3-incher. Anybody surprised? We're not sure why they announced this now, but the Fertility Specialists Medical Group in San Diego says that couples in the United States have the most sex at Christmas. They're basing that on the fact that more babies are born 9 months later in September than any other month, and it makes sense. Couples have more time off from work around the holidays, more time together to have sex. Yes, my birthday is in late September. If you're not sure whether you should try couples therapy, this could make up your mind. 4 out of 5 therapists say the couples who go to counseling have more sex. And that's surprising, since sex is actually the 4th most common reason couples decide to go to therapy in the first place. That's behind valuing each other, communication, and money. New survey of 650 college students, 9% of men, 2% of women say they plan on having sex with someone new during spring break. And yes, the women probably have an easier time of accomplishing that goal, don't they? Hope your liver is ready for St. Patrick's Day. Believe it or not, 1% of all the beer in the world is consumed on St. Patrick's Day. That's 4 times more beer than any other average day, and this year could be even higher than that because St. Patrick's Day is on a Saturday this year. One main reason men get married is to have someone police their horrible fashion mistakes. According to a new survey, 21% of men have worn socks with sandals. 16% have worn dress shoes without socks, and 8% have carried a man purse. There's another reason to call smokers what they really are. Their cigarettes get them a ton of time off. I've been saying this for years, but now here's the actual numbers to support it. Heavy smokers can take up to an hour's worth of breaks a day. That adds up to 29 full days off, or almost 6 weeks off. Planning to fill out your March Madness brackets this year? Well, here's what you're getting yourself into. You've got a 1 in 35.4 billion chance of correctly picking every single game. That's lower than the odds of winning the Powerball at 1 in 195 million. All right, new survey by Match.com has listed the 5 biggest relationship deal breakers, and here they are. Living too far away, not having a good sense of humor, being too needy, laziness, and not caring about your appearance. This was actually the biggest deal breaker for people. 63% of men, 71% of women say they would stop seeing someone who showed up for dates looking like they didn't even try to look nice. Rick Santorum's campaign is asking conservatives to pressure Newt Gingrich to drop out of the presidential race. Newt won't leave because he said he won't quit anything just because it's not going well, unless, of course, it's a marriage. And the Indianapolis Colts released Peyton Manning. Manning says he looks forward to playing for another pro team, so, of course, that rules out the Rams. You saw that one coming, didn't you? Mickey Dolenz, 67 today. I don't know what he's doing today, but I'm sure he's too busy to put anybody down. After the Monkees were done, he auditioned for the role of Fonzie on Happy Days, but he lost out to Henry Winkler, of course. All right, yesterday I was a dope, and I forgot to promote JC's Eye Candy, which is this great piece. Somebody took all these pictures from when Britney Spears was a little baby all the way up to the way she looks now, and all of those bizarre looks that she had in between, including the shaved head, and they morphed it. Actually did the morphing where, you know what morphing is. So they did that, and they did it in 1 minute, and it's actually pretty cool. I'm no big fan of Britney Spears, but this is actually just sort of cool to look at, and perhaps the personification of eye candy, which is what we call this, and it's right below what you're looking at right now. All right, JC's Rock and Roll poll again today. Have you ever had a house or apartment that has been burglarized? Yes or no? Answer in the corner. Results for you tomorrow. Trish Gazelle and I are on the air every day on the Big 550 KTRS from noon until 3, and today it's Full House's Dave Coulier in the studio live. How about that? So check it out today from noon until 3 on the Big 550 KTRS. Our regular Thursday carousel co-host Joe Marlotti is in the 1 o'clock hour, and Dave Coulier in the 2, so we should have lots of laughs today. That's it, the Daily Dose for March 8th, Thursday, 2012, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. And in the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.